lights off, you turn the camera off, and I'll be naked when you come back.
Ladies and gentlemen and listeners all around the world, welcome to the one, the only People's Pipe Bomb.
Are y'all sure we didn't? Alright, I know.
I'm 1,000%.
Yeah. No, because we had who did I talk to about NXT last? I swear I had like a whole. Because you had the other podcast, right?
I mean, I'm sure.
Was that not them? I didn't record for nobody else.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. The joint you sent
exclusive contract.
The joint you sent us.
That was a while ago.
Oh, bro, that was like 2 years ago.
That was. Yeah,
I don't know. That was a video. Yeah, that was old. That
was not a recent. Yo, I was mad jelly of the setup, and then I realized I'm a lazy bastard when it comes to the technology. It's like, damn, everybody's got a microphone.
No, I was more like, man, everybody drinking Henny right now.
Rod's hanging up. Well, I mean,
yo, should I top you off on that Henny, dog? Like, what about the blunt? Like, I was like, damn,
what's
yo.
That? Yo, we need a better Hennessy budget. That's what I learned.
Yeah, we need a Henny slash
that was actually a good episode. I was snapping on that episode.
Yeah, you were.
I need to fix the fucking Hennessy budget.
Kevin Nash ain't the top 5. All right.
Okay, so again, that's what I was saying. I was like, yo, I would love to have a bit of a top 5 because after saying that, then and I was watching the WWE Network, John, when I was babysitting.
I was too.
Are you watching Ruthless Aggression?
I was watching Ruthless Aggression, and we were watching the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah.
By the way,
did y'all watch? You never watched Monday Night Wars?
Mm-mm.
No. Also, by the way,
that's the reason I got the fucking network.
Before we even begin, I just want to say off rip, the way that Vince just paid those dudes to act like DX doing blackface against the Nation wasn't fucking horrific.
Yo,
was it fucking terrible?
That I just assumed
Vince was like, you know what? Let's cut everybody together. Let's talk to Mark Henry about cheesecake or something. So he's like, yeah, I loved it. It's great.
They talk about that on
So I'm watching the fucking episode, and I'm just assuming that it's not gonna come up. I'm like, oh, there's no way in hell they're gonna bring this up.
They're gonna whitewash quite literally this DX shit, and they came out and did the whole fucking blackface shit.
They
Sean Waltman.
It was at its point in time, and I'm pro black to the fullest, and I don't play that shit. It just was at a point in time that it just was like. Wrestling was in such a good place. It was all jokes. It wasn't no malice. It wasn't no malice behind that. Besides the fact that they were just
but they were ignorant. Somebody should have been like, "Bro, don't do that."
I feel like especially X-Pac. X-Pac was like
X-Pac,
shoe polish on his fucking face. Like,
X-Pac was straight up shellacked up. The only dude, and I will say this,
he was Mizark, right?
Yes.
He had like shoe polish on his face.
To his defense, and I'm not defending him.
You heard it here first, folks.
Mark Henry is dark as crap, so you know he had to go all in.
Anyway, welcome to the People's Pipe Bomb Podcast, the pro wrestling podcast where we lobby for the jobbers, advertise for the body guys, and amuse the marks while we recap and react to the world of wrestling. I am your too pretty for TV host, Cold Keith. And with me, as always, my stalwart co-host, my ride or die deuce. I got on the left, and I stress, according to our last show, the many times over doctor of wrestling psychology, Grayson Boyd. How you doing today, good doctor?
I'm doing great. I'm doing a lot of chewing right now. Some chewing.
Chewing?
Yeah.
What you chewing?
Eating these new Skittle Bright Sides. They have a yellow bag.
I don't know what that means.
It's what they're called. It's not tropical. It's not original. It's not wild berry.
So they've gotten to the point where they've gone beyond flavor, and they're just saying, yeah, these are just bright ass colors.
Yeah.
You want the bright color in your mouth with the most sugar.
Yep. They got a tangerine, a pink lemonade, a kiwi banana, a watermelon, and something punch.
Okay, so at least they do identify and don't just say like, you want the bright orange.
Paradise Punch. It sounds like a Kofi Kingston finisher.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kofi, if you're listening. You can take that one for free, man. Just hook us up with some tickets. That's all I'm saying. All right, and then on my right, we got my man, 2 T's, 2 D's. Ladies, call up his line. He's here to please. Fat Rod, ladies and gentlemen.
How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen?
Woo!
Recovering.
Yeah.
A little under the weather.
A little bit.
had what they call flu-like symptoms.
I'm calling it burning the candle at both ends. I'm calling it being the ultimate hustler.
Present.
What do we got? We're working on the flu-like symptoms. We got pineapple. We got some pineapple soda.
Some perfect peach.
We got the perfect peach and the famous Amos. Oh, dude, that's a good cocktail.
Yeah,
that'll cure what else.
Had a shitload of salmon and broccoli earlier.
That's good too.
Good.
That's like
some carrots.
That's like chicken noodle soup. You know what I mean? It's cures what ails you.
For the soul.
For the soul. I like the Ruthless Aggression shit they're doing though. That's a pretty solid program. I haven't gotten to the Evolution episode.
I need a couple episodes to pass so I can like binge it a little bit. I need at least like 3-4 episodes. I seen the first episode though, and I was kind of hooked. So I'm gonna come back in about a month and finish that up. Tidy it.
Word.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. It's
yeah, I like watching docs. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I just want to like zone out, especially with like the puppy. I just been kind of sitting on the couch with her. Yeah. The puppies. Yo, that was funny as shit. I was watching the fucking Monday Night Wars one, and King's yelling about the puppies, and my dog Noodle just perks her head up like, "What? Other puppies?" I'm like, "No, he's talking about tits, baby girl."
Oh man, I also love how King was playing off in that Monday Night Wars. Like, oh man, like. They tried to play me out like I was some sort of perverted degenerate.
He was a married man.
I'm like, King, that was totally just you. You being you. He was like, the crowd loved it, so I had to keep doing it.
Yeah, it's
like,
a shame.
All right, sure, King.
It's a shame there was all these half-naked women for me to objectify. I hated it. But, yeah, Monday Night Wars, if you got the network, I would honestly recommend watching that shit. And then when you watch the episode with DX and they talk about them doing the backface and all that shit, oh, god damn. Try not to... If you were cringing as... I was cringing so hard I thought my face was going to implode. But I digress.
No, I'm definitely excited for the Ruthless Aggression stuff in particular.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I kind of was getting out of... I wasn't watching wrestling as intently for part of the Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, I'm curious to maybe learn some things that I didn't know.
Your boy John Cena. Talk about my man Cena.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
anyway,
esoteric writing his lyrics.
Yeah, bars. Well, they didn't talk about that. We've been off for a minute, gentlemen. It's been a couple of weeks. We've been busy with life. Everybody's working super hard. Yo, listeners, if, we're going to get some merch soon. We're going to get some teas.
Merch!
We're going to be trying to plug some shit. So, hey, you want to throw us a bone, spend some money over here at the People's Pipe Bomb, please do. What the fuck? My Cash App is @ColdKeith if you want to just fucking throw some ducats my way, you know?
Hey, man, it's going to come. It's going to come.
Advertising.
If we merch them, they will come.
Just saying, it would be a lot more fun to just do this all the time than have to fucking show up to work. But yeah, so it's been a minute. Let's talk about one of the big pay-per-views that we previewed a little bit, but we didn't really get a chance to talk about yet. Although Rodney is convinced that we did, and we had to tell him that was either a combination of the group chat and or just talking to dudes on the street. That might have been a conversation on the L. I don't know. But,
I've been on a lot of NyQuil lately, so I might have been talking to myself about it. So.
Shit's been getting real, getting goofy. Out here and there.
I'm off the lean, though. I'm off the lean.
Yeah, fuck that. Bad for you, kids. Come on. R.I.P. Juice WRLD. Love you. NXT. My man. Come on. Talented.
Y'all started it.
Getting down to what we do. Let's talk about NXT. They had the NXT Portland pay-per-view a couple weeks ago.
I'm giving it a 7.
Yeah, I was going to ask for reviews. I'm going to go numerical on it. You're saying 7, Rodney?
Yeah, I'm giving it a 7.
Why a 7?
It has not broken my top. I haven't had a NXT takeover break my top 5 takeovers in a while. I don't even know what my top 5 takeovers are officially. That just wasn't one of them, though. I can guarantee that. Let me see. Dallas, Chicago, Brooklyn, Philly. Yeah, it definitely didn't break my top 5 takeovers. I mean, good show. It was on a Sunday, get what we can.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
NXT's kind of like building their own market and path for 2020. So, I see they trying new stuff. But I like where they're going right now. I don't want to jump too far ahead in the NXT talk, but
yeah, like I like the storylines, and I like the storylines going into the event. I just think there's something almost feels a little stagnant in the presentation of it. I can't quite put my finger on it. What did you think of the show, Grayson?
Yeah, my issues with the show, well, I thought it was okay. It kind of, in a lot of ways, reminded me of the same feeling I felt when I watched the last AEW pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. Where, like, the wrestling was all good. Just everything felt like things we'd kind of been seeing on TV already.
Yeah.
And in some ways, I don't like the direction they're going in to kind of maybe...
It's like...
counterpoint Rod,
It's like Vince got, 2% control down there, and something just don't go the right way like it always does. I mean, there's nothing wrong. It just needs a little bit more momentum. I haven't felt like they wanted to outdo the main roster in a long time. I feel like the last 2-3 years, that's been the motivation going into a takeover weekend is we're going to do better than the Sunday pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But they didn't have no competition this week, and it was to themselves. So, a good show, solid show. But for, what I expect for takeovers, it was just a 7.
Yeah. I think it was lacking in really big wow moments maybe for me. I mean, again, all the matches were pretty solid. I don't know if Bianca had won the belt, maybe it would have...
Well, you weren't wowed by Johnny Gargano turning on Tommaso Ciampa?
Not really.
You didn't go, oh my God!
I was like, why?
why?
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It makes perfect sense, but...
If you're setting up the new program, and it's like, hey man, last time we saw that Ciampa was the heel.
I think
They switched it up on you, Rodney. How you feel about that shit? They switched it up on you.
They did that for Gargano, so he's not the same boring Johnny who has to out wrestle boring Johnny every time. Everybody likes underdog Johnny.
Yeah.
But him and Tommaso, this is like a forever storyline.
Yeah.
So let's just see where they take us in Tampa.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with the idea.
He did screw Adam Cole. I mean, that was a good way to get Tommaso away from the belt, even though he's still in the picture for the belt.
Yeah. Also, it was a good way to get Adam Cole another just opportunistic win that didn't really have to do. I enjoy that, and that shit never hurts Adam Cole. He's still kind of
the face of the company.
He's Shawn Michaels, yeah.
Yeah.
The face of WWE, period.
He's like Shawn Michaels without a terrible drug problem, so he'll be doing good for a while. That we know of. Hey, man, I heard how he actually died on Being the Elite. OD'd.
Oh, shit.
Rest in peace, Adam Cole.
Yeah, for real. I think another thing
stay off the lead.
that hurt the NXT pay-per-view for me personally was, I thought the match that I found the most entertaining was the first match of the show.
Dijakovic and Lee.
Yeah, for me that was maybe the most entertaining. Probably was the match that I found most entertaining in the show.
Yeah.
And for it to be the first one, it's nothing for me personally kind of got to the same heights.
No bad matches on the show for sure.
No, it was a good.
Yeah,
it was a good pay-per-view.
Even the Dakota Kai Tegan Knox street fight was pretty solid.
That was pretty good.
Facts.
Yeah,
facts. They actually finally won me over for a storyline that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I was not a fan or even re-familiar with Team Kick. But now I have to go back and had to see. I like them. I like them a lot. I like what they got going on here.
Yeah, I like Dakota Kai's heel work and shit too. And they had some good spots in that one. Oh, now I'm gonna go off script a little bit here. Didn't they have a fucking table botch on them? They had a table botch at the end of that shit where somebody.
They did.
What was her name? Mercedes, right?
Yeah.
She came in. And then they had it. Yeah, then they had a table fucking botch. What is with tables not working anymore? God damn it. Rodney, one of my salient points.
This is my mother. I got to take it.
It's okay. Love you, moms.
Pipe bomb.
Welcome to the People's Pipe Bomb.
Yo, Rod, that's nasty.
Where you said and we spread.
Bam! Back to wrestling. What are we talking about? Portland, before Rodney's mom called and asked if, what was the website? I don't want to get it wrong. It sounded like I'm
she
being
wanted the link
wrong.
to the podcast, and
what was the site?
I don't know. One of those XXX sites popped up.
Was that you, Rod?
No, it wasn't me, man. My mom live in Georgia. I ain't touched that phone.
Oh, that's what I was saying. We were talking about Dakota Kai, and we were saying the tables, man, they're not gimmicked like they used to be. The fuck is up with tables not working? We got that table in the Dakota Kai Tegan Knox match when Mercedes came out.
Stop trying to throw all these vegans through tables.
They're too skinny. But also, it happened, Joey Janela and...
He looks vegan too.
Nah, well, Joey Janela could smash a goddamn table. He's good at that.
I feel like that's how he made a living, was smashing tables.
It was Joey Janela was throwing the Kip Sabian dude, fucking his ex-girlfriend Penelope Ford. Shout out Joey Janela, love you, Jersey guy. But anyway, threw them through a table and the table didn't break. These tables are not cooperating anymore, gentlemen. What the fuck?
People too little, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nyla Rose with Riho, but Riho's like.
Yeah, Nyla Rose of Riho again because she weighs nothing. You can't put it through. Also, gimmick the fucking table. It's 2020. We all know that this shit is like, I hate to say this shit is fake because obviously I'm a wrestler.
Choreographed, man. Get your vocabulary correct.
It is a performance art, is what it is, and therefore you can gimmick a fucking table.
This is what I have to say to gimmick the table. Yeah. Maybe the tables were already gimmicked. I mean, remember that quote unquote gimmick chair that we saw,
and it just split Cody's dome wide open. Yeah, I don't know, but I'll tell you what, these tables got to get their fucking act together because we can't be paying these tables if they're not going to do the fucking job.
If these tables
do the job, table. Are you too good for the job?
All these tables breaking will put Botchamania out of business, though. You know.
God damn. The Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano shit. That was a solid match. Finn whooped his ass.
Wasn't impressed.
No.
I just wasn't impressed.
I thought it was good, but again, NXT Takeover, I'm expecting more.
Yeah, again, I think
there's some loud ass
missing that wow factor. Yeah, it seems like there's a rave happening right now.
Yo, shut the fuck up! I'm gonna go beat up everybody on my first. I'm gonna go sick my dog on everybody on the first floor.
Alright, we're breaking for a second, I guess. Maybe not.
Hey, yo, turn that shit down! God damn it!
Yeah, that's probably okay. That's probably okay. Yeah, I was just loud. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Having a rave downstairs.
Yo, I think we should impersonate Joe Budden podcast one day. God damn it. I think we should hang some of your pictures up in the back. And
Bunch of,
Yo,
that's actually a great idea. We really should put some of the pictures up.
I'm with it, yo.
That would actually be really funny.
We should study a scene and redo the scene. Like,
that would actually be really funny. That would actually be really funny.
Bunch of fucking white nerds downstairs blasting Smokey Robinson in my house. Trying to record a fucking podcast. Damn it. Thank you.
Smokey's a good guy.
I'm like, does that mean I gotta be Joe? I'm assuming you would be Maul and you would be Rory.
Why do I gotta be Rory? Why do I gotta be Rory?
You could be Joe. I could be Rory. You could be Parks.
Why, Sway? Why?
You could be Parks.
I'm just like, I don't know. You're white. You got red hair. Like,
I think Rod's Joe though, because I think Rod's got all the hottest takes. My middle name is Joseph.
Okay, there we go. That's you do have the hottest takes.
I think you have the hottest takes.
I guess I just imagine. I guess maybe
I guess I am Rory.
I'm about to say maybe I am Maul.
I like Maul too.
That's what I was gonna say. I would imagine you probably really like Maul, but like I guess in some
think
ways
I could be Joe sometimes.
I guess I am Rory.
Covered in a white tee.
Oftentimes I really like Rory's takes. Like I like Rory a lot.
Oh, I like Rory. I don't have anything against Rory or Parks. Shout out the white dudes on Joe Budden podcast.
You know what's fucked up?
I relate.
It's like, nah. Why are we talking about this?
No. Well, we're having a hard time tonight. Let's get through this shit. So, Balor Gargano, all right match.
Pretty good. It was fine. Just missing the wow factor. We none of this had some sort of thing that nobody knew debut. No crazy shit happened in this pay-per-view. Really, I feel like it mostly went the way we expected it to.
That's really what it was.
Yeah, again,
like an NXT Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. I was saying that, you know what? When we discussed the Worlds Collide pay-per-view, I kind of had a similar review myself, where I feel like the expectations are so high from wrestling fans about NXT. The product on a Wednesday night is very good. The storylines are very good. I think our expectations are so high that a good but not great pay-per-view just leaves us kind of in like the fuck was that sort of state? You know what I mean?
It is, for me with NXT, and this is crazy to ever think that they lost something. What they lost is like the essence of like the new class coming in. You know, and it's just like a lot of these guys have been on the roster for a while.
Yeah.
Gargano, Ciampa.
Yeah.
Adam Cole's been down there for 2 years, almost 3 at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, you know, the Dajakovic, I finally got his name right, and Keith Lee. Like, this is their class for sure. But it's just like, it wasn't a bunch of like, you know, this new era guys on this card, per se, where it's like, all right, well, these guys are going to give us like 3-4 good takeovers and then they'll all get moved up like everybody else. Yeah. It's like now it's kind of like
different dynamic.
They are really reshaping the aspect of being a complete brand and not just like a developmental stage. So it's like,
and part of that is because the quality of the pay-per-views was so good before. I think, like, exactly what you're saying, Rod, the fact that it isn't seen as the developmental is kind of like fucking them a little bit, because the truth of the matter is now they're putting on good pay-per-views, but we're expecting so much, and also the idea is not that the motivation is different, because you're the third brand, and the idea of the fans is now you have to be the best option in WWE. If you're not beating quality-wise SmackDown and Raw, as far as match quality, work rate, all that shit, like, the hardcore wrestling fan likes NXT more than the other two brands, generally speaking. And I think because our expectations are so high, we sort of back them into a corner where they can't really do anything right at the moment. It's a weird spot, but I think they'll get out of it. I think the storylines are solid enough.
Oh, again, it wasn't, put it like this, Portland was better than Full Gear.
Yeah, I agree.
To me, that wasn't really debatable.
I think they're on track to do some good shit WrestleMania weekend, but let's see. Let's see where the storylines take us. I wasn't that impressed with anything. The biggest shift of the evening was the Broserweights taking the tag belts off of Undisputed Era. So Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne are now the tag team champs, and Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. So basically Adam Cole now at the end of the night is the only dude in Undisputed Era with a belt still. Gentlemen, what does that mean for Undisputed Era going forward?
I think Adam Cole is going to fight Velveteen Dream next. I think that's where they're going for Mania with that.
Okay.
For Takeover Tampa, which is kind of due.
You think the whole squad is going to beef with Dream beforehand? Because I know obviously the Roderick Strong shit has been going on for a minute with him and Dream.
I think Strong is going to he's going to get the in between now and Tampa weekend, but I think that's going to turn into like some type of number one contenders match over the next few weeks, and he's going to get his hands on Adam Cole, eventually, essentially.
Yeah.
But he, that's how the gangs go. You got to go through the bosses and the underboss, and and
it's like a video game.
Yeah, Roger Strong's up first, and he's going to need a tag partner to watch his back. Might have to be Ciampa for a minute or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he'll work his way to Cole. I think that's what's headed for Undisputed Era right now.
I definitely hope so. I was just expressing my displeasure kind of with the Velveteen Dream angle that's going on right now to Keith kind of before pre-production meeting. Yeah.
Now, what I feel like NXT got away from is like the rematch for Roderick Strong and the belt. Like, I feel like Keith Lee and Roderick Strong was supposed to be the feud, or even throwing Dajakovic with that. But it's like they can work well together, the three, though. That's kind of where it is. But it's like they're going to give Keith Lee other people around that. Like, I think right now it's going to be Damian Priest that's coming for the NW. Like, I feel like NXT had him a little higher up. Like, I feel like he's part of this new class also right now with NXT. Mm-hmm. He might be like the third or fourth guy in this class right now. He was on that. Probably. He was on the
Punishment Martinez. I talk like this on Punishment Martinez.
Man, it sounds like
my voice is
Chocolate Rain, Tezante.
But the Undisputed Era, I don't know. I wonder how long they're going to actually be on NXT moving further.
Yeah, do we want them to go to the main roster? Do we want them to stay in NXT?
I feel like they can fix. I feel like his popularity of him knowing what he's doing. Yeah, they need to get sent to SmackDown because they're the weak link.
The thing about Undisputed Era, which is interesting to me, is somehow in the PG, still essentially they're doing more like scandalous shit here and there, of course, like the Lana, Lashley, and Rusev and all that other shit we've talked about.
Because they don't look like they did it. They can get away with a lot of shit.
Yeah, they get away. But so they're going beyond the PG. But essentially, we're still in the PG era. Within that, Undisputed Era is a cool heel faction stable. They've managed to create a sort of movement within WWE that seems authentically interesting and cool, and like it rides that line. They're hitting the NWO Degeneration X marks where it's like, you know, they're bad guys that people want to root for, and they're doing it in such a way where I think that it has a lot of like mass appeal and crossover appeal. So I'm pretty impressed with what they're able to do, because the concept of like a PG era stable like that seems almost impossible. But Undisputed Era is fucking cool. They're gamesmanship heels, you know what I mean? They're about cheating to win because winning is everything. They're like that Ric Flair style heel in that sense.
Yeah, but at the same time, they got it. They also have it in them to like, they all can be the best wrestler in the world on any night too.
Exactly.
You know,
again, like the Four Horsemen
match,
or some shit. Well, maybe not Four Horsemen.
I think
but
they're
like,
more built like Evolution and Four Horsemen than like NWO, gang shit, DX, just while running around. I think they're more, you know, they're more like calculated and mature, I would say. Like they're assholes, but they're not like teeny boppers running around.
I guess what I'm trying to say is like NWO specifically, like the time and place, the cool factor. Like there's something about Undisputed Era which isn't lame to say like, yo, I fuck with Undisputed Era.
You know, WWE being in the state that it is, like Adam Cole did kind of save them. You know, for the cool factor, like you know, he came in and he just like, some people have that thing they call it. Yes, he has it
for real.
Don't even know what it is, but he has all that stuff.
What do we think of the Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte and all that shit going on?
After last night's, first off, after last night NXT, Bianca Belair has to be in this match.
Oh yeah, they're setting up a triple threat.
Which better be in the fucking match.
Or Bianca Belair has to be the one to take the belt off Charlotte when she gets the belt from Rhea Ripley. Because there's no way that they're going to just let Charlotte come down to NXT.
Yeah.
One, kind of re-legitimize that women's roster, because they have I don't want to say the weakest women's roster in wrestling, but after the Raw
NXT?
roster, the SmackDown roster, yeah, they kind of competing with. Well, no, I think their roster is stronger than AEW's roster.
Oh, for sure.
What do you mean?
NXT's women's roster.
NXT women's roster is really strong.
I think it might be stronger than Raw and SmackDown.
I don't think so. I feel like, I mean,
what?
All right, so
I disagree.
Look. So
you're just saying Shayna left to change the whole thing?
Yeah.
Nah.
Again, let's forget Io Shirai's been hurt for like a month or two.
Right. Well,
she's the best fucking women's wrestler in the world.
They're not putting over Bianca. Like Bianca has been like the stepping stool to who they're trying to get over, because one, Bianca is over down there. You know what I mean? It's like she's just waiting on, I guess, her turn, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just like, this is kind of like you doing your dirty work now to get the payoff in the end.
Yeah.
You know, laying down for Rhea, taking a loss to Charlotte last night in a great loss.
Yeah.
Like, she got to be the one to like re-legitimize. Like, all their good women's wrestlers left for Raw and SmackDown. Pretty much. Like, that's...
I think the problem is they're still there, but for whatever reason, the writing is kind of screwing them over. Like, I mean, because you still have like Grayson was saying,
NXT has 30 women. They have Battle Royal. I've seen it.
Yeah, they have a bunch of...
I could probably name 10 of them.
Talent.
Io Shirai is hurt
right
right now. What do we got? Bianca Belair, of course.
One of the top 3 heels in WWE women's wrestling right now. Bianca is, for sure.
Candice LeRae, whether she's boring, you know, no offense.
That's Johnny's wife, right?
Yeah, that's Johnny's wife.
She's more over on the Johnny shit to me.
She's fucking great in ring, but her character's kind of bland. They don't got much for her.
Ricochet's girlfriend.
Like
they're just more names. It's just like they're not really like.
We're talking about Mia Yim, who's Mia Yim's pretty good,
great, but also Mia Yim's been kind of.
She was like on American Gladiator or some shit.
Yeah,
like
Kate Catanzaro.
Catanzaro.
They have a great roster, but it's just like
that Shotzi Blackheart, like goth girl.
So one of my issues with NXT, I guess, women's right now is like you get one, maybe 2 women's matches a week, and it's usually with like the same handful of people.
Dakota Kai and Tegan Knox, what we were talking about, they've upped their game a lot.
They're building, but
they have so many women. I just feel like we hardly see most of them unless it's like a Royal Rumble Battle Royal type thing. Like most of them don't really get on TV.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, but like, I just losing Shayna is gonna hurt them because like Shayna, she went hard for a year.
That's true.
For
She
2 years
was an
almost,
anchor, and also because you're right. Part of having a good division, because it's wrestling and not MMA and shit. Truth of the matter is having somebody that anchors a storyline. Shayna was the brass ring. Shayna with the belt made everybody better and allowed people to have a showcase of their talent to see who's next.
Who had a better first year, Shayna or Ronda Rousey?
Ronda Rousey, just because of the exposure. But like Shayna, arguably, like if you're talking
Now,
like
taking the popularity contest out of it, who had a better year? I mean, just based off like feuds, matches.
Shayna, but that,
I mean, I'm still not saying it's not Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
But it just was like she was that good. Like,
Yeah, they both were great. So
her going right to Becky, it makes sense.
Ronda Rousey was fighting a bunch of people who were just relegated to jobbers on WWE because they, like Nikki Bella, the fuck
Hall of Famer.
I'm like, who? Wait.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer, pregnant as fuck.
Wait.
Congratulations on getting knocked up, Nikki Bella.
In terms of NXT women talent, did we bring up Rhea Reigns? So I'm calling her from now on Rhea Reigns.
Yeah, we're talking about
because
Rhea
she's getting that Roman Reigns push.
Rocket Rhea Ripley.
Woo! So did we even bring her up in this?
I mean, no, and there's a good reason for that.
But you can clearly see Vince loves her. She's not going to be there long. Like if Vince has any picks on NXT,
the thing is, I think she is good, but she's been pushed in a way. Like I like her in ring better than Roman Reigns.
It doesn't feel organic.
Yeah, it's not organic, and also I think that she needs she's a little bit more green still than they're pushing her like the next big thing, and I think she needs a little more seasening. But
she got that push
at the same time. She'll be okay
because Shayna needed that rival.
Yeah, and Rhea's big as shit. I think part of it is she's a big girl that can throw people around. She's super powerful. And that goes a long way with presentation in wrestling. You want somebody to be able to do power moves and shit. But her psychology and her in-ring work is not quite... she's not going to be putting on 5-star matches right now. She's got good potential, but they're throwing her in the spotlight really quick.
So we'll see how it boycotted if Bianca Belair doesn't get in this match. I could be easily boycotted.
I agree. I mean, that's how I felt about what was it? Wasn't it Asuka? Was that last year? They screwed Asuka out of being in.
Asuka definitely got screwed
in this match. She
they
took the
fatal four-way.
They took the belt away from her. Like I don't know. It was like a month or a week before Mania or whatever it was. Like, you're not in the match anymore. It's like, wait, what?
You lay down.
Moving on from NXT, we're going to talk a little bit of the quote-unquote main roster, which is crazy that we're still calling it that shit, but the SmackDown Raw portion of WWE. Before we get into the crazy shit that happened today, they finally got my man Samoa Joe at the piss test.
Damn, man.
What's up with that?
He had grit.
We talked about this last time. It's been weeks, and the reason why I want to bring this up is not because, free Samoa Joe, love him, God bless.
He'll be back for Mania.
Yeah, I'm assuming, again, like we said last time, I'm assuming it's like weed or some shit, but
nah.
You think it's some like juice?
Yeah, man.
Getting that big guy juice.
Joe's been looking like he's wanting to look solid again, like he wants to look like a monster, man. Like
trying to get that juice.
You see them AOP dudes, man?
They're big. They're big. Trying to get bricked out.
He's not trying to be the worst shape Samoan on the roster. He's trying to compete with the rest.
I got you. So, but I digress. Regardless of why the fuck Samoa Joe got a wellness policy, I want to point out the silly hypocrisy of WWE with this shit, because Samoa Joe, for whatever reason, it's funny that Vince likes him now, it seems, but he's in this angle with Kevin Owens against Seth Rollins and his crew, Seth Rollins being the Monday Night Messiah and all this shit. And so I know, it's I love the shirt. I love that gimmick. The stained glass.
I'll wear that shit to church.
Yes, sir. And just sing Judas by fucking Chris Jericho the whole time?
No, I'll actually do that. I would actually do that.
You heard it here first.
You are beautiful on the inside.
Bars. But so Samoa Joe, they got him with the wellness policy, but we heard about this weeks ago. They still had him on TV. I thought maybe they were just letting it go. And then he got, I believe, if I'm going to be correct, I think he had sustained some sort of mild injury and was off of TV because of that. And then now that he's going to be off TV anyway, then they put the policy into effect and say he's suspended as of now, in which case he'll still be back before Mania. Like, believe me, I love Samoa Joe. I think the wellness policy in a lot of instances is total bullshit politics that they do for the fucking saving face of God knows what. But it's just silly. Free my man.
I mean, all the great.
They got Andrade. They got my dude Andrade. But like,
free Samoa Joe. Think about AJ's wife. Jeez.
Yeah, man.
Who's keeping her warm at night? Free Samoa Joe.
Wendy. AJ's going night night. Because I just sold him some dope. Back on that real shit. Dear God. I gotta edit half this pod. Pod! Other thing before we talk about the Saudi bullshit from today.
Wasn't bullshit.
Great shit.
It was a 7 of a show.
The Saudi show's getting the same rating as NXT Portland.
Yes.
You've heard it for
different standards, but you know what? The Saudi show delivered. I'm going to skip right into it.
Yeah, talk about the Saudi show.
We are getting the phenomenal one versus the phenom at WrestleMania.
I knew that before the show, though.
The seed for that, and I was just happy to see it. They put R-Truth over in the middle of all of that. They made Rusev getting pulled off the car, make it look like it was nothing, all for the Undertaker. All right, so they rused everybody, and it looked good. The Undertaker is going to deliver us a great match at his favorite pay-per-view in the whole world, which is going to be good. Goldberg beat The Fiend, and it didn't look like bullshit. I mean, I know we just don't like the idea of Goldberg beating The Fiend.
I like that you're looking at me as you say that.
I know we don't like that idea. But one, the match wasn't shit. Bray Wyatt has done a job. Like, The Fiend to me is a great idea that wasn't completely thought out for the long term, and they just winged it for like the last 6 months of like doing whatever, thinking that they know what they're doing. I feel like they can let it disappear or let it die down or let Bray Wyatt tap into one of his other characters, because I'm pretty sure he's not done even like developing as a character yet. Like,
I will say, to react to the Fiend Goldberg thing specifically real quick.
Brock Lesnar and Bill Goldberg are champions right now.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar and Bill Goldberg are the motherfucking champions of WWE right now. So just like put your thinking cap on and...
Money's going up this week, baby.
Blah, blah. But it's not!
See,
but it's fucking not! That's my point.
We got new tag team champions.
This is the thing. They should have a champion versus champion match between the two of them.
Yeah!
That actually...
Double Gold Dash! Rip off New Japan, motherfucker.
That would actually get me kind of... Yo, Brock versus Goldberg has me way more excited than these other two matches.
Tell Drew McIntyre to have a fucking Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up.
Brock probably wins, but still, that's a match that I'm more excited for.
Yo, Goldberg... This is going to sound crazy. Goldberg,
the Fiend comes out and gets them both.
Oh!
It can happen, baby. But listen, seriously, Goldberg is becoming a better wrestler than he ever was. And this is 20 years later. But
Wait.
He's becoming a better wrestler than he ever was.
What was the last match that we saw from Goldberg, Rodney?
Time out. Rodney. Whoa, Rodney. Whoa.
I forgot we actually counted that.
Time out, Rodney.
Yeah, sorry.
You feeling okay? I know you got those flu-like symptoms. Let me take your temperature.
This match 3 times today.
Yo, bro, let me feel your forehead. Let me take your temperature.
Watched the match 3 times today. And it took you
I don't know. He's a little warm. He's a little warm, ladies and gentlemen.
Watched the match 3 times today. It took 5 minutes out of your day.
I was trying to... I legitimately... I watched the match because it was just like... Before it even happened, this is all I see on Facebook and shit. Yo, I don't want to hear nothing about the Fiend lost to Goldberg shit later. So it's like, it's coming. So it's like, because I'm usually in support of WWE. I kill them when need be, but it just was like I watched the match. It just wasn't. Damn, it had to be Bray Wyatt, and that's what more people were mad about. They're not mad about the match. It was what you would think a Goldberg Bray Wyatt match to be.
Yeah, for sure.
I will. What we said pre-production, what I was talking to you about, both of you about, was basically, you're right, Rodney. I cannot dispute the logic behind it. I think it makes a lot of sense with the logic that they're operating under, that Bill Goldberg is a bona fide star. He was a star in the Attitude Era, even though he's WCW, you know what I mean, like that late 90s shit. He was one of the biggest stars in the biggest era of wrestling. He is somebody that the average person on the street knows as a wrestler. When they think of wrestling, they think of a handful of names. Goldberg is one of them. He's a marketable dude. He's been in TV, movies, yada yada. The problem with that logic that I see is, in my opinion, and feel free to comment on this shit. Get at us on Instagram, Twitter, People's Pipe Bomb Pod. I'm done with this casual wrestling fan bullshit. I'm with Cody Rhodes. There is no casual wrestling fan. The people that know who Goldberg is are not the people that are going to fucking buy WrestleMania or the WWE Network just because they heard he's the champ. That is not... I do not believe, any fiber of my being believes that him being the champ actually makes them more money. I think it's an outdated system. I think what they did is they essentially buried a dude that was their top merch guy in Bray Wyatt to plug in a dude that they think is going to make a difference on the bottom line. And I don't think it will.
You know, maybe this is a part of the deal that they have with ESPN or whoever that they're trying to work out for WrestleMania. Maybe part of that deal is Goldberg, like whoever this Fiend guy is or whatever, like, no, we need Goldberg. Like,
Okay.
Can I jump in? Talk to me. Yeah, Rod is chomping at the fucking bit.
All right, so... One, you got to think about what is all going on with this right now. Yes, it does make a difference on the bottom line of profit and loss. Everybody knows this. Goldberg is Hall of Famer, nostalgic wrestler. He has a whole Goldberg clan out there of people who just love Goldberg. You know how much them Saudi people are playing to see these old heads? So it's like the money is definitely coming in. That's no doubt. So
I get it from the Saudi show, but like from the perspective of the American audience, I don't think that they're gonna.
My grandma's going to watch wrestling tomorrow because Goldberg's going to be on. So it's just like, you can't forget about the people who are 35 and 40 and 45 and 50 and 55. When you still got wrestlers that's 55 and 60 still wrestling. You know, so it's like they still have a fan base. Like, you don't think Goldberg can pull out 1 million people out of the woodworks just by popping up for a few weeks? It's being done. So it's like, yes, you can't get mad, not you per se, but like these I want to be great pro wrestler guys can't get mad because the hard work for building a person's character has been put in already. And at any given moment, they can snap their finger and get a WrestleMania match. The Rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you can't get mad because of what he did in 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2002. Take a 10-year break and come back and get it however you want. The work's been put in already.
I will say that Goldberg and The Rock are two different characters, though.
Yes.
Because The Rock is... as The Rock himself likes to say, he's box office Viagra. He is a crossover star to the point where literally he's the person that a quote-unquote casual wrestling fan, somebody would tune in for The Rock. I don't think Goldberg.
The statement you made by Cody is what? There's no casual wrestling fan, right?
Yes.
I mean, like, he's pretty much taking a shot at the part-timers who come back and get paid.
I think so. I think he's also saying that when AEW is making their product, they're not thinking about trying to get somebody who doesn't watch. They're trying to target people that are invested in the product already.
I agree. There's definitely an idea, I feel like, when the Wednesday Night War rhetoric was coming out of like the lapsed wrestling fan, this like elusive creature that everybody's trying to bring back.
I'm going to just come out and say it.
Yeah, say it.
Motherfuckers got to stop hating.
Yeah.
That's what it really is. Like, no offense, Cody, you're going to be 50 years old one day, and you're going to have a whole nation of people who are going to appreciate Cody Rhodes and bring in AEW, and they're going to want to see you 2, 3, 4 times a year at your biggest pay-per-views, and you got to fucking deliver.
Yeah.
All right. Too bad you got to shit on a new kid on the block who's there every day and putting on great 5-star matches every night. All right. His time will come. This is where he's putting in his work now. You'll get that in the end. That's the residual of going hard now and getting the benefits later.
I think the idea is not even shitting on Goldberg. I think he's shitting on the fans, which is is even more dangerous.
I feel like all this goes back to John Cena versus The Rock when CM Punk didn't get the main event match.
Yeah.
Like, that's where all this pro wrestler versus sports entertainment beef comes from. That's where you get the dividing fans of, the guys who love the independent scene. And it's like, I love a lot of these guys who come from the independent scene to the WWE scene, but it's two different scenes. And it's like, that's where before you sign your contract, you got to know what you're getting into. Like, you know how WWE operates. Get the fuck out of your contract. Yeah. That's where I think Cody should focus more on to like the superstars who feel like they're not getting their just. But it's just like, I can't be mad if Goldberg said, "Yo, I got some free time for the next few months. Book me in there." Like, I mean,
I'm not mad. Like I said before, Rod, I get the logic. I just don't personally agree with it. I like the idea that Cody's idea is it's a storytelling business. And the concept being, I'm going to ride with stories that I know my diehards are going to like. I think that people will go, oh, Goldberg's on WWE. Maybe I'll check out like Raw. But by the time WrestleMania comes around, I don't think it's going to add more buys to the pay-per-view. I think it's going to get people on the internet real quick, and then it's going to fade out again. It's not a sustained movement.
Question. Do you think WrestleMania is more about streams or selling out the arena? I'm just curious.
Good point. It's about selling out the arena, and they'll do that almost automatically. But I think from Vince's perspective now with AEW and with the way in which they're moving with NXT, I think they're trying to get more streams just so they have more leverage with, television companies and things like that. I think they're trying to leverage that with money.
I feel like the Fiend just put like this.
The Fiend is their biggest merch guy.
That don't mean nothing to me. Like
it means a lot.
A dope shirt is a dope shirt.
Yeah.
Like I like the what's the one I liked a few years ago? I Got Kids.
Yeah. Put fucking Heath Slater in the main event.
You know what I mean? Everybody else touched the belt or is going to touch the belt from his group. He needs it next. But it's like he's a great merch seller. Like, he got a sweet ass shirt. He got some sweet ass music. Like, it's a cool grunge rock looking thing that's going on there. But who is really going to beat Bray Wyatt right now?
What I wanted to see personally was what I was talking about last time. The idea of Bray versus Roman at WrestleMania. Roman beats him, turns heel. I wanted to see a nuance. The thing is, I like the idea of a more nuanced story that I think they want to tell. And the thing with Bray Wyatt in particular is like, I thought that the strap match with Daniel Bryan was setting up the idea that he can be beaten, but like easing it into like he can wrestle real matches. And I think that if he had, I don't know, personally, I would have liked to have seen him beat Goldberg in a contested match, and then that builds his momentum, and then have another pay-per-view match where he gets challenged. And then he finally gets beat, whereas it seemed like he went from like unbeatable to got beat. I wanted more of a transition to tell a story because they invested like a year into this dude.
They tried,
what I'm saying,
to kind of give him his heat back a little bit.
Yeah, they tried to give him his heat back at the end, but it was silly. Like, oh, he's up. I mean, but he was down for 3.
I mean, well, in the long term of all this, it's all just so Roman could beat Goldberg. So.
Which sounds worse. I'd rather have Roman beat the Fiend. I don't want Roman to beat Goldberg. I like Goldberg. Fuck Roman.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like that needs a little bit more storytelling. The Fiend and Roman. Like, and I feel like that needs to be a chase for.
I guess you're
for
right.
the Fiend to like fuck with Roman, not just Roman come and get the belt off of him like that. The storyline gets better when the Fiend doesn't have the belt. I don't think he ever needed the belt.
No, I agree. Yeah. I think them giving him the belt was the worst idea they had. But once they did it, I feel like they had to ride it out until they figured out what to do with the fucking character.
That's what I said. That's why I feel like it wasn't like it was a great idea that wasn't thought out enough, and it just was like it had to be ended somehow, some way, Why not in Saudi Arabia when nobody's looking?
Vince likes to do shit and then undo it. He likes to get ahead of himself. He likes to do something just for the sake of doing it. You know what I mean? That's like the perspective I have.
I mean, it definitely, and I feel like people have been very much publicly on note about saying like he likes to rip things up, you know, day before, and like replan stuff,
go on the fly. Which fucks me up personally.
I mean, you know, sometimes I'm sure it works, but also just, you know, without thinking things through, you know, it might work for a week or two, but then in the long run, it kind of becomes a big jumbled mess.
Yeah. So Brock whooped Ricochet's ass. Anybody surprised about that?
No. No. I mean, it's
Brock's
kind of a
beat up every little guy he's across.
It's kind of a spot that makes a lot of sense for both of them. Boy, oh boy, Ricochet, how crazy he has fallen, at least in my eyes. Like, he was like one of my favorite wrestlers like 2 years ago. And now, like, I look at him, I'm like, oh, you are goofy as hell. Like, you are like so lame.
I mean, He hasn't like completely let me down. He's kind of stepped up in a sense, but again, he's just another guy who's waiting for, you know, like the right moment. Like he needs somebody like a Kofi. Like I would love to see like a Kofi Ricochet feud, or like a secondary title. Like where the hell is the Intercontinental title right now?
Is there one right now?
Does Braun still have it?
Braun Strowman has the Intercontinental.
What show is he on?
SmackDown. I don't know.
I only know because he was in a fucking, what would they call it? A Symphony of Destruction match.
Oh, with Shinsuke, right?
Yeah, Shinsuke and Elias and Cesaro. And the reason why I was reminded of that is because my coworker
Symphony of Destruction.
My coworker Emily, who's like, she just turned 19, lives in Upper Darby and shit, went out to dinner with her mom, who is like this very like religious lady. They like went out to this like chicken place in Upper Darby, and all of a sudden on the TV they're doing this match, and her mom's like, you know, this is fake, right? Why are they hitting each other with guitars? And she's like, it's silly, it's fun. And she's like, is it really fun? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, no, it really wasn't that fun though. Sometimes it is just kind of as dumb as you think. You got my man Dolph Ziggler jobbing out to Mansoor. What's that about?
Okay, so Mansoor. I was saying this before.
Mansoor, my God, bring him out. WWE. Saudi guy. We got a Saudi guy.
They got to put their mouth where their money is and give him the belt. They got to give him the belt.
Mansoor, Brock Lesnar, Bill Goldberg, triple motherfucking threat, double gold dash.
Has Mansoor lost a match in WWE? Like a singles match?
No. Mansoor needs to face Goldberg and Brock in a triple threat match for both belts.
Yes.
Unite the belts.
And he needs to win it.
And then share the crown with the Crown Prince. And then we're talking.
Yeah.
I need the Crown Prince to get in the ring one time.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Just like raise
drop
a hand.
The people's elbow.
Something. Do a low blow on somebody. Get your guy over.
It'd be nice to have like a little segment with he and Vince having beef, and then out of nowhere he just like stunners Vince and like fucking like, oh my gosh.
No, seriously. Like
it pops so hard. That'd be dope.
Vince should give him like a Donald Trump treatment and go all out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Having a little like feud between the two of them actually, I think
they bring out Dave Meltzer and he like waterboards him.
Oh, although, Lord,
yeah. Then again, I think about it. Man,
I know you don't like journalists.
The Prince is a killer.
See, that was. I was like,
I know you don't like journalists.
I was like on second thought.
Speaking of AEW, let's talk about AEW with Revolution this Saturday, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll be there for it.
Woo! It'll be a revolution. No, not really. It's just going to be a pay-per-view. But AEW, I've been really pleased with the build, guys. I got to say, I've been watching AEW primarily over NXT lately. The past like month of AEW shows, I felt that.
I mean, they haven't had a pay-per-view in about 3 months, so it's
been way overdue.
It should be, some good shit happening.
But I really am vibing the Moxley Jericho storyline with the Inner Circle. I've enjoyed the fucking poking his goddamn eye out, poking out Santana's eye, having an eye for an eye match.
That Santana promo, by the way, about his dad. Oh my gosh, that was great,
dude. That was
hard. That was great. That Santana promo about his dad going blind. Oh, so good.
Highly recommended. They got some hard shit going on. The Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page, their whole story as the tag team champs. Now they're going to go up against the Young Bucks, like the Elite against the Elite. I'm marking out for a lot of these storylines. They brought in Taz for commentary because they are going to be expanding to a secondary show very soon. It's in the contract we talked with TNT. We talked about that before. What else? The Cody MJF stuff has been great. We talked about him getting his ass whipped with the belt.
The lashes, the cage match.
The cage match was great. I fucking love the cage match. Moonsault finish was tight. I don't know. I'm really... I know various people on the internet have been like real shitty and talked a lot of shit on Nyla Rose winning the belt, but I gotta say, best move for business. I thought that Nyla Rose... No, for real. With what they got, Nyla Rose is a monster heel in that division, and they need somebody to build story. They need somebody for the faces to go after.
Yeah, I mean,
and her work, she's a little on the greenish side, but that match she had with Riho was really good.
I thought it was a good match. I thought it was the best.
I like her better than I like Riho. I know Riho's technically a better wrestler, but I can't believe her hitting anyone.
Yeah, I thought it was the best women's match we've had on AEW television so far. Also, I don't know, for all the people that hate Riho so much, like Nyla Rose is like literally the exact opposite. Yeah. Like, I don't know, like...
Yeah, I fuck with Nyla Rose. I really do.
I'm down with the Nyla Rose change too, honestly. I like it. I don't know. It's something
Rod conspicuously absent. What are you feeling? How you feel about AEW lately building to Revolution pay-per-view?
I hope Chris Statlander wins. I want to know who's going to open up. I'm curious about how they're going to open up this show, the pay-per-view. I want to know if the Bucks are going to open up versus Kenny and Pac-Man. I mean, Hangman.
Adam Pac-Man Jones. I mean, Adam Hangman Page. Yo, that would be the nutsest. That would be the fucking craziest tag team. Pac-Man Jones and Kenny Omega. Yeah. Fuck. Take it to the house. No, for real. What do you think of AEW lately, Rod? Because I've been digging it. I feel like they're starting to click. We were very. I think we were rightfully critical of them around New Year's.
When it's pay-per-view time, they're notorious for being all in. Mm-hmm. Putting their foot on the floor. It's kind of I'm expecting a great show. I'm expecting them to start competing a lot more on TV. Just trying to have the better show heading into WrestleMania weekend. I know that's not every company's weekend, but it's a big weekend in wrestling. Certainly. Maybe the biggest weekend in wrestling altogether.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, probably is.
Without a doubt.
So it's just more people are just focused on wrestling in general around this time of year. So I'm pretty sure they'll be putting a lot of good work on TV. AEW doesn't completely have my attention right now because there's just so much wrestling going on. I'm trying to make sure I get invested, but I gotta see more from the Bucks and from Kenny and from Cody, and it's I've been getting that the last few weeks. Yeah. I feel like they're the stars of the show, and they're finally starting to step into those star roles in the storyline. And it's not about putting everybody else over. I know that's what they want to do, make sure everybody gets over, but it's just the people come out to really see y'all. When you look in the crowd, you see Hangman shirts, and you see Bucks shirts, and you see Cleaner shirts, and you see American Nightmare shirts, and you even see Villain Club shirts. Yeah. It's not like I'm seeing a bunch of Private Party t-shirts and a bunch of Lucha Brother t-shirts and all right, Orange Cassidy. You do get some Orange Cassidy t-shirts. But I'm not here to see the best friends hug. No offense. And I feel like that is that is a big thing for them every week to make sure they get the wide screen of the hug.
Shout out,
The Okada.
The Okada.
The Okada.
I love that. Again, that is for the marks. Nobody gets that. If you don't know the fucking Rainmaker pose, I don't know. But yeah, I love also shout out Chuck Taylor. It's Philly stalwart, South Philly stalwart, Chuck Taylor.
If they're going to go a month without pay-per-view. I could see if they do pay-per-views every other month. I could be cool with that. But every 90 days is not going. It's not going to cut it for me.
No, we've talked about that before. They need to do more frequent pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And you know, we'll see with the money and the contracts how the TV deals work out. We'll see if they do more of that. They're expanding now. They're still pretty young with it, but I think you're right. They need to, because having the storylines ride on TV so much, it doesn't always work because you're gonna be like cutting shit in and out. It's structurally it doesn't make as much sense. They need the blow-offs more frequently. I think they've been building to this pretty good. I'm really interested in the Elite coming apart with Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. I love Hangman Page just like having a beer every 2 seconds. I'm vibing with them versus the Bucks. I'm excited to see that. I want to see the Cody MJF match. Dustin, Hager. I mean, you know what? Actually, let's go through the card now while we're thinking about it.
Give our predictions?
Let's give our predictions for the AEW Revolution show. Let's start off with, like I was saying, Dustin Rhodes and Jake Hager.
Undefeated MMA superstar Jake Hager. Get that
Undefeated MMA superstar Jake. Also, what the fuck did they do to those Dippin' Dots?
Did I say MMA?
Save the Dippin' Dots.
Also, Jake Hager, undefeated in AEW.
Yo, I'm just saying, justice for Dippin' Dots, man. Somebody needs to be locked up for that shit.
Humanity, think of the children.
Jake Hager's definitely going to win that match because I think AEW's trying to protect Jack Swagger from being the asshole alcoholic that he really is in real life, with the dumb face.
Yeah, they got to protect one of these big guys in their debuts because Wardlow lost, Jeff Cobb lost. One of these big guys got to win their debut match. Right?
Not that I feel like Dustin's looking for a W, but
no.
I don't think he would mind putting over Jack Swagger. It's one of his homies, from the mid card WWE days.
I totally agree. I think I'm on board with that too. Jake wins. What do you think, Grayson?
I think he like I was saying, one of these big guys got to win their debut match.
Logically, if they don't have Hager win, it really throws, because part of the thing about him being an enforcer, like you said, Rod, is that he's undefeated MMAs. Like, if you have him defeated in your wrestling program and your whole thing is he's undefeated in MMA, then you're just sort of discrediting him anyway. It defeats the purpose.
But then,
he's going to lose at some point.
There's Dustin Rhodes, 30-year veteran.
He can afford to lose. He can afford to eat a fucking L. It's not a big deal. Darby Allin versus another Inner Circle dude, Sammy Guevara.
Sammy will be doing the job this weekend. And this is going to be a battle of AEW's young favorites. Darby Allin is fucking over.
Yeah. Darby Allin's way over.
Sammy Guevara is over on the internet like a motherfucker.
I love Sammy too.
His vlog might be more over than he is.
Spanish God.
But shout out to Sammy Guevara. I'll be looking for you when you come back into the city, my guy.
April 22nd.
Friend of the show, Sammy Guevara.
Sammy G's, that's my guy.
I love any pretty boy dickhead heel is cool in my book, just like vlogging right before you do a 450. I'm with it. I like Sammy.
AEW, we are raiding the premises. Just so you know, I will be there 3 hours early this time and not pulling up at the bell time.
We're doing invasion angle.
I'm trying to sneak in the back.
We're showing up on a tank.
Yeah,
or maybe I just might show up tanked.
I'm gonna show up riding Keith's puppy.
We'll show up with Noodle and a bottle of Hennessy, and we'll get it cracking.
In my heart, I think that Darby Allin's gonna win, but I love Sammy G so much. I'm sticking my neck out on the line for you, Sammy G. You've been losing a lot lately. I don't like it. I think you're gonna show Darby Allin.
Me too. I think Sammy G's gonna win this one. I think they're gonna continue this feud for a little bit, and I think Sammy G might get like a cheap win.
Coffin Drop is probably the second or third best finisher in wrestling.
Yeah,
it's great.
Darby Allin is great. I think Sammy Guevara is gonna get like a dusty finish win. What else we got? We got the Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander for the AEW Women's Championship. Where are we going with that, gentlemen?
I'm gonna go out the way and say Chris Statlander is gonna win.
Damn.
Somehow, some way.
Damn. I think Nyla's gonna retain. It's early. Like I said before, I'm with the Nyla Rose as the AEW Women's Champion. Also, they need to make that belt bigger.
Yes.
Because
It looks like a belt buckle.
it's tiny as shit on her, and then also in general, it was small on
It's a
Riho.
tiny belt.
It's a tiny ass belt.
I've been saying-
the WWE women's belts are this like they're just normal ass
Fucking
belts.
legit.
Yeah, just make a normal fucking belt.
I've been saying, and I feel like this would make Nyla even look more badass. She should just wear it around her thigh. Like this, I swear, she should just fucking put it like. I swear, she should wear it on her thigh. Like, I'm just like, or like
the garter belt.
Yeah.
Throw it out behind her like if she's at a wedding.
Yeah, just wear it around her thigh like this small ass fucking belt. Like I'm way too much of a monster for this shit. Like I feel like that'd be so fucking badass.
I'm thinking Nyla wins, and they're gonna continue sort of building the. I think it's best for business if they build the women's division as she sits atop it, and they do like a different. They do a bizarre world version of Shayna Baszler for a minute, where like. Heel that's just beating the shit out of these faces, and then somebody comes out as soon as they figure out who really is super over, and they give them the belt. That's what I'm thinking. So Nyla wins.
Yeah, I'm also going with Nyla of House Rose, first of her name, the native beast, queen of AEW, Twitter, and the Triggered. Oh. Yeah, I think Nyla's gonna win this one.
We got Cody versus MJF. What do you think? You think MJF is going to take it to my boy?
I think MJF's gonna win the match.
Damn.
I personally think MJF's gonna win.
It'd be
this
too
match.
much like right for Cody to get justice this week, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think MJF. I think it's gonna be a cool angle to have like Cody jumps through all the hoops. He jumps through all the fucking hoops for this past month, finally to get his hands on MJF, and MJF finds the fucking way to beat him.
Yeah.
I think that would be great storyline. They can continue this feud because I feel like this feud could be continued, and I think people would be happy with it. I'd be happy with it.
Yeah, they both haven't exhausted the well, I don't think. Even though we watched him get his ass beat for a half hour of the belt, I still feel like they could do more.
To me, it's on Cody to make sure MJF becomes a great wrestler.
Yes.
Like, he's on the mic, for sure. That's not where he's ever going to struggle at. But inside the ring, like, he has a great look also.
Yes.
But it's just like, Cody got to figure out how to put on a great match with MJF. And it's just like, y'all have a good storyline. His storyline is keeping you away from your belt. Make it worth something, but it's just like, I hope you go into a little bit more detail. I want blood. I want to see two red faces. I want
Cody will be bleeding.
I want crimson mask from both sides.
Cody will be bleeding. Is it a day that ends in a Y? Because Cody will be fucking bleeding.
Yeah, really.
What do you think though, Rod?
I'm going with MJF.
Damn. I'm going to go with Cody just to sort of offset this, but I think both of you... I think that we're all on the same page that no matter what the outcome is, there is a way to continue this feud, and I think that is very important because, like you said, Rod, I think Cody at this point is trying to get MJF to a point where he can be the next big thing that he keeps talking shit about himself being. You know what I mean? And it bears repeating that this is a dude in MJF who's like 23 years old. He's got a huge upside if they can really, if they can get him over in the ring. All right. The Tag Team Championships. Now, this is an interesting one right here. A lot going on. Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, the champions, versus their teammates in the Elite, the Young Bucks. Who wins? Gentlemen, what the fuck is gonna happen? The Elite!
You know what? This is what I want to happen.
What?
I want the fucking Bucks to turn heel.
Woo!
I want some old school heel shit from the Bucks. I want them not giving a fuck. And I want them trying to put fucking Kenny and Hangman Page out of business. I want the Bucks to win. Viciously. Like heavyweights.
I can't dispute that at all. I'm with that 100%.
They shouldn't hold back. I feel like they should. It's time. I want to see a great Bucks match. I want to. Kenny, if you're going to put anybody over, put the fucking Bucks over. How about that?
Yeah.
At least give me something I want. At least one of y'all got to come out the winner. But I feel like they shouldn't hold back. I feel like I feel like the Bucks should win. I feel like it should be Kenny's fault that they lose. I feel like Hangman Page should beat the shit out of Kenny after that match, and we go Kenny Hangman after that.
I think that might be what they're doing. At the very least, I want to see what you said. I want the Bucks to go heel here because I think the obvious thing is to say Hangman's being a dickhead. He's going to be the heel. But the fans like him, and if you saw the last interview where the Bucks are like, you were a jobber in our Ring of Honor before we came along.
Yeah.
Like, they're just saying some heelish shit.
Yeah.
They're dipping their toes in, man. I think they might fuck some shit up.
We haven't had heel Bucks since
it's been a while. It's been years.
So
damn, when's the
I'm
last
with
time
that.
we heel Bucks?
So
Grayson, what do you think?
I was actually thinking kind of the opposite was going to happen. Like you were saying a little bit. I was thinking maybe Kenny and Hangman turn heel on the Bucks. But I kind of like the idea of the Bucks turning heel a little bit more. Although heel Kenny would be great, I think the Bucks being heel makes a little bit more sense.
But that being said, it doesn't necessarily need to happen at the finish. It could be a post-match thing. So there's a lot of room. Who do you think gets the W?
I think that Kenny and Hangman keep the belts. I think that they keep the belts. I think some shit might happen. They might turn heel. Somebody should turn heel.
I will say that in most circumstances, if you asked me several months ago, I would say the Bucks 10 times out of 10. But I do think that I want to give Kenny Omega and Hangman Page credit for being a legitimate tag team. They work really well together.
I will say this.
Yeah.
AEW tag belts are the best tag belts in wrestling.
Yeah.
Look-wise. Like, I'm over.
I was going to say look-wise and division-wise.
I feel like legitimacy-wise, I don't know. I feel like they have...
Yes.
There's but Miz and Morrison are great. New Day's great. But I'm saying, like, depth of the division, I think the tag teams in AEW are pretty hot right now. I think they're all pretty good. A lot of them are over. The work rate's pretty high, and they have good chemistry.
That's a conversation we're going to have on another show.
We gotta have that at some point. Maybe
next show. Maybe next show.
Them boys pod.
Them boys pod.
We're out here pod. Oh shit, what up? Last one. Let's go. Let's talk AEW Championship. Chris Le Champion Jericho, Mr. Judas himself.
Does Jericho finally drop this shit?
Versus Moxley. The hottest thing in AEW.
Maybe the hottest thing in all wrestling right now.
Maybe the hottest thing in all wrestling. I don't know. John Moxley does not lose.
John Moxley doesn't
but
really
he hasn't
lose.
Russell Christopher.
With that said, I think Jericho's gonna win.
Has Jericho lost?
Not in a minute.
Nah, I can't think of the last time
he beat Tanahashi.
He beat Tanahashi. Like
he made Tanahashi tap at Wrestle Kingdom.
Cause he's beautiful on the
both these dudes. It's a tough match to call. I honestly don't know which way they're gonna go.
I think Jericho's gonna win. They could maybe even do again. We talked about this at the last. What was it, title match or whatever? Last Jericho match, we talked about the idea of a DQ, and it didn't happen with Cody, and then the MJF thing. We talked about a DQ, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
this is another situation where I could kind of imagine a DQ finish. But boy, oh boy, I think people would be kind of pissed off if you get a DQ finish on the main event of the pay-per-view that you've been waiting 3 months for.
Yeah, the problem...
How do you DQ it, though, is the question.
So first of all, I want to say that's a great point, Grayson. And for my money, that is the problem with having so infrequent pay-per-views, is that it becomes so important that you can't fucking fuck it up. To the point where it's... If you do a DQ and people aren't down with it and it doesn't match a storyline, then what? These two are going to be locked in a storyline. We say, yeah, it's a good storyline. You could do it for another little bit of time, but do we want it for another full 3 months?
This storyline, I don't think needs another 3 months. The MJF and Cody one, yes. This one, I don't think needs another 3 months of.
I agree.
Of building, really. I feel like they've kind of people have been getting shit shoved in their eyes.
I agree. Everybody's blind.
Yeah.
Time to bring this war to an end.
Yeah, I think this feud kind of needs to. end or at the very least evolve in some meaningful way.
So you think Jericho gets the win, possibly with some heel finish?
Yeah, I think Jericho gets the win possibly with some heel finish, which in my mind in some ways I'm like, how could that not continue the feud? But I don't know, maybe somebody new comes out and diverts Moxley's attention.
A lot of options.
I don't know. Maybe, Brian Cage comes out and fucks Moxley up or something like that.
Bars!
And that'd be an interesting feud.
Yo, is Jeff Cobb part of the Inner Circle?
Not officially
think so.
not officially because Jeff Cobb is not signed to AEW. He's a
mercenary right now.
That his whole thing right now is he wants to be able to do shows with everybody.
Yeah, he's wrestling for Ring of Honor tomorrow. Yeah.
He's in Ring of Honor, New Japan, and AEW.
He'll probably sign a WWE the night after Mania now.
It's Jeff Cobb versus Goldberg.
Dude, we would be able to see Jeff Cobb versus Samoa Joe though, and that would be oh, that's like a dream match.
The wellness gym.
Hoss, a big old hoss fight. A couple of thick boys slapping meat or whatever. Meaty men meeting it up with the meat. Anyway, Rod,
I'm trying to build my excitement again for this pay-per-view. I am getting kind of in my WrestleMania wrestling spirit. AEW has a lot on their plate for me this weekend. Hopefully they deliver to keep this great week of wrestling rolling. That being said, Jon Moxley is going to get the W.
Yeah,
it's time to put the belt on Mox, the $6 million man.
I'm with you. I think Mox gets the belt. I think that they've been pretty precious with their belt so far. And yeah, I mean, he's the hottest thing they got right now. Put the belt on him, see what it goes. Him and Jericho could trade it back and forth for a little bit. That wouldn't be a problem. But I think sort of letting it stagnate for too long, you got to strike while the iron's hot. And right now, Mox is hot as shit. And I'm also just curious to see New Japan. Moxley has the U.S. title. It's crazy to think about a dude holding... Now, again, that's more or less like having like the Intercontinental title or something like that. Or actually the USA title in WWE. Yeah. As if... Only if that belt meant anything.
Right.
But...
Andrade wears that proudly.
Indeed. Andrade. Free my man!
Andrade was at Super Showdown this week.
Andrade was yacked up. He was with the Crown Prince in the box just like... what do you think of that? But yeah, Moxley, I think it'll be interesting to see a dude with two major championship belts from two companies that aren't working together. That's pretty interesting.
Hey, Riho had, I think, the Stardom High Speed Championship and the AEW Women's Championship at the same time for a while.
And
just saying, it's like almost the exact same thing.
And I didn't care at all. All right, so that's AEW. That's our predictions for Revolution. I'm really excited to go check that out.
Can I throw like an extra one in there?
Oh, we heard about Pac and Orange Cassidy.
Oh, well, yeah, that is true. Pac versus Orange Cassidy. I forgot about that.
He might try.
That was amusing.
Is that a legit match that they made?
Yeah, that's gonna happen. I think.
Is that legit?
I think so.
They said it was gonna happen.
They said it was gonna happen. I'm assuming it's gonna happen. They announced it. Hey, I think
he might try.
You know, they're using Pac like they're using friggin' AJ Styles or Daniel Bryan right now. Just like a
workhorse.
Yeah, we'll just put Pac in a match with anybody. It'll be a good match because Pac's in it.
He's fucking great.
It's Pac, baby.
Also, Orange Cassidy can wrestle a little bit. We haven't seen him wrestle at AEW.
He tries.
Yet.
He hasn't tried.
He can wrestle a little bit.
He tries,
he can wrestle a little bit.
He might try.
So, I mean, do we have opinions about this? I think Pac will win.
Yeah.
Easy?
Yeah. Okay, we're all in accordance in that. What I was going to say is the...
but he might try.
Whatever the anointed one or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about Matt Hardy.
Let's talk about Matt Hardy.
It was Raven.
Yo,
nevermore.
I really wish it would be Raven. I know they teased it. Yeah, I know they teased it.
Sitting there like... Yeah.
Raven being the dude would be so dope. Did you hear about this?
Yes, I did.
He looked like I used to be Raven.
Yeah. Here's the thing about the Exalted One AEW thing that I find so interesting is it so clearly should be Matt Hardy that I feel like I'm getting worked.
Right, me too.
Like, it makes too much sense that it's fucking Matt Hardy.
And Matt Hardy's been teasing it so fucking hard on social media.
Timing is too perfect.
It's going to be Hangman Page's new group.
Oh, it wouldn't make a lot of sense, but I would be swerved.
Look, he got boss, underboss, and a tag team. Hangman Page cowboy shit.
But yeah, so again, I know we've kind of breezed through this show without like explaining too much backstory for anybody who might be a little lost. But so Dark Order, they've been teasing the Dark Order is like the weird, almost. Oh man, why am I fucking my shit
They're
up?
kind of S&M Gimp mask, like
They're the oddities of AEW.
Dark Order is like a weird incel white nationalist looking fucking group, but I think the vibe of it is shifting a little bit. But they're just like these weird misfit dudes with Gimp masks, and the whole concept is they're like a cult now. It's sort of shifted into more of this cult mentality, and they have somebody at the head named the Exalted One. And at first I was thinking it was going to be fucking Marty, and then that contract went the way it did, and now it seems most logically that the fucking deleted, my man, the woken / broken Matt Hardy makes the most sense as that character, the Exalted One, the head of the cult. But it's just so, it's almost too obvious. So I'm betting some other shit's gonna happen.
They've also been like really hard, blatantly teasing not Kazarian, Christopher Daniels.
Yeah.
They've been teasing Christopher Daniels pretty hard on TV in a way that like feels like, oh, it can't be him.
I mean, he's gotten stomped out enough by them though.
Yeah.
That's why
Knows an inside stomp. It's an inside
They're
jab.
probably still flipping a coin. Like, Raven, are you going to sign a fucking deal or not?
Oh man, I think Raven for me would be my favorite of the options.
Yo, it could be Tommy Dreamer.
No, he works with Impact.
I'm about to say Tommy Dreamer. If anything, they should be recruiting Tommy Dreamer. Like,
It's going to be somebody from like ECW that comes through.
Tommy
Sandman.
That'd be dope.
All right, Dreamer.
Sandman, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's what they should get. Sandman versus Jordan Grace.
Or
So we got Revolution coming up this Saturday, February 29th. We got next week on AEW Dynamite, we got Lance Archer debuting from New Japan. And hopefully soon we'll find out who the fuck is in charge of the Dark Order. But until then, I think this is going to be us signing off. Gentlemen, anything you feel like talking, plugging, get the word out on the street?
Yo, we'll be live and direct at Elimination Chamber. Bitches.
Boom! Elimination Chamber. Look for me in the parking lot, my guy.
Yeah.
But yo, just be nice and buy a T-shirt from me or something. No, I'm not really.
I'm going to talk Keith and sell them really cheap one time only.
Woo! Really cheap one time
I'm
only.
going to take a loss for you guys.
It wouldn't be the first L. It wouldn't be the first L I've taken in a parking lot.
You know what? All my friends, I think we're going to tailgate this motherfucker.
Woo! Ooh. Yeah, I think we might. I think we're gonna get another show in beforehand. But yeah, March 8th, Elimination Chamber. We'll be there, going down in Philadelphia. See us in the parking lot, bro.
Isn't that soon? March 8th?
Next week.
Yeah, we're getting it.
Yeah, it's like next weekend. Holy
Next
heck!
Let's get it.
Well, word. We doing that.
Peace be with you.
We gotta buy
out.
the ticket.
Yeah, I'm about to say we got to get that third ticket.
Jeez, next weekend.
What?